If you are listening to this right now, take a moment and write in the comments what you believe this dream represents for our time. What do you think ancient prophecies still reveal about our world today? Your opinion matters. Long ago, in the heart of ancient Babylon, under the glowing lights of one of the most powerful empires the world had ever seen, a king lay restless. His name was Nebuchadnezzar. His palaces were surrounded by gold, his gardens were considered one of the wonders of the ancient world, and his armies stretched across nations. Yet, despite all the glory, in the silence of the night, his spirit was troubled. Power had given him authority, but it had not given him peace. That night he had a dream, so vivid, so disturbing, that when morning came he could not forget it. The dream was like fire upon his mind. It shook him to the core, for in that mysterious vision, he saw the rise and fall of kingdoms and something that went far beyond his throne. Nebuchadnezzar did not understand, but deep in his soul he knew. This was not an ordinary dream. It was a message, one that transcended time. It reached from his royal chambers into centuries ahead, even into the age we are in now. He summoned all his wisest men, astrologers, magicians, and enchanters, but he was not satisfied with mere interpretation. He demanded that they tell him the dream first, and then explain its meaning. "Impossible," they said. "No one on earth can do what the king asks." But the king would not negotiate. His orders were absolute. In the midst of panic and confusion, a young Hebrew captive named Daniel stepped forward. He had no power, no title, no army. Only faith. He prayed to the God of heaven, and that night, the secret of the dream was revealed to him. Standing before the most powerful ruler on earth, Daniel spoke with humility, but with divine authority. What he revealed was more than just an explanation. It was a timeline of human history written by the finger of God. The dream was of a statue unlike anything seen, a colossal figure made of different materials, a head of gold, chest and arms of silver, belly and thighs of bronze, legs of iron, and feet of iron mixed with clay. Suddenly, a stone cut without human hands struck the statue, shattering it completely. The stone then became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. Daniel said to the king, "You are the head of gold." His empire, Babylon, was powerful and majestic, but it would not last forever. Another kingdom would rise after him, then another, and another, until the final empire, strong as iron, but divided like clay. That was thousands of years ago. Yet today, the same prophetic timeline continues to unfold. Every world power that rose has eventually fallen. Every empire thought it was eternal, but none outlived the decree written in that dream. From Babylon to Medo-Persia, from Greece to Rome, from the fragmentation of nations to the world divided today, Daniel's prophecy remains hauntingly accurate. And that stone, the one not carved by human hands, symbolizes a kingdom that no man can establish, a kingdom divine and eternal. Even in our modern times, with technology, influence, and financial systems that span the globe, humanity continues to be ruled by the same fragility represented by the mixture of iron and clay. Strong, yet fractured. Powerful, yet unstable. Nations rise with confidence, and yet the foundations crack with division. We are living in the feet of the statue. Every political tension, every global conflict, every alliance and fracture reflect the prophecy Daniel spoke before the throne of Babylon. Today, when you look around, do you feel the tremors of something greater coming? Do you sense that events are accelerating, as if history is converging towards something? Perhaps the dream of Nebuchadnezzar was not just for the world of his time, but for ours. Daniel did not only reveal the dream, he announced what would happen in the end. A day when all human kingdoms would be replaced by one that would never be destroyed. Nebuchadnezzar sat stunned. Everything around him, the walls of his palace, the gardens he built, his armies preparing for war, suddenly seemed small. He realized that his power had limits. He realized he was just one piece in a divine story. And even now, kings and leaders across the earth are part of that same story. The dream continues. History has confirmed every part of the prophecy so far, which means what remains is not a question of if, but when. And perhaps that is the reason you are hearing this story today, not as a historical curiosity, but as a call, a reminder, a wake-up. The most powerful king on earth was shaken by a dream, and maybe through his dream, a voice speaks to this generation.
Imagine the world today being as confident in its structures as Babylon was. Its systems are interconnected. Its leaders measure influence through economics and military strength. And its cities shine with digital lights instead of torches. Yet beneath the surface, fear grows. There is tension between nations, economic instability, cultural wars, moral confusion. Like the mixture of iron and clay, strength and fragility coexist. Governments appear powerful, but are divided. Alliances are signed, but trust is thin. Movements shift, cultures transform, and anxiety fills the air of modern civilization. Just like Nebuchadnezzar, the world dreams, but cannot rest. The dream serves as a metaphor for humanity's story. Gold, silver, bronze, iron, representing not only empires, but also eras of human ambition. Each rise brought innovation, power, and culture, but also eventual collapse. Babylon boasted architectural marvels. Medo-Persia built far-reaching administrative systems. Greece brought philosophy and art. Rome created law, roads, and engineering. But every kingdom, no matter how strong, ultimately faded. The feet of iron and clay represent the final stage. Iron stands for strength, perhaps technology, military capability, advanced science. Clay symbolizes weakness, division, moral decay, instability, and values. These two cannot blend, yet they coexist. That is why institutions crack. That is why trust erodes. That is why the foundation of our modern era feels so unstable. When everything appears under control, chaos suddenly breaks through. Daniel's interpretation points to a future where human government reaches its limit. The stone that strikes the statue does not come from human effort. It is divine. It arrives not from political reform or technological advancement, but as a move of heaven. The kingdom represented by the stone is not built through elections, armies, or wealth, but through spiritual authority. It is incorruptible. Think about this. The dream revealed the sequence of world powers before they even existed. Babylon fell to Medo-Persia. Medo-Persia to Greece. Greece to Rome. Rome fractured into countries and alliances that still shape our maps today. That means the timeline is accurate up to our era. The next event is the arrival of that stone, something outside the reach of human hands. Nebuchadnezzar, after hearing the dream, bowed before Daniel, not because Daniel was powerful, but because the God behind the revelation was. Today, people bow before success, before screens, before opinions, but often not before the truth that was written long ago. They seek meaning in temporary things. The king had everything the world could offer, but lacked what only heaven could give: understanding. And perhaps that reflects people now. They have information, but not clarity, progress, but not purpose, knowledge, but not wisdom, strength, but not peace. The dream reminds us that the greatest human achievements stand only until the stone appears. The stone grows into a mountain that fills the whole earth. This imagery suggests not just victory, but total transformation. A new order in which justice is perfect, peace is unshakable, and leadership is divine. A time when the foundations are no longer made of clay, but of everlasting truth. When we look at the world right now, we see signs of transitions. Things changing rapidly, systems being challenged, power structures shifting. The speed at which events unfold seems accelerated, like history running toward the moment when the prophecy reaches fulfillment. Daniel did not speak from fear, but from faith. He did not forecast doom, but divine purpose. When he finished, Nebuchadnezzar declared that Daniel's God was the God of gods, the Lord of kings, and the revealer of mysteries. And that is exactly what the dream still does today. It reveals mysteries, not just of history, but of destiny. The message is subtle, yet profound. Everything man builds will ultimately fall, so that what God has established may stand forever.
Now stand where Daniel stood, a young man brought from Jerusalem into captivity, standing before the king of the most powerful empire of his time with nothing but faith. No political status, no military strength, no wealth to offer, only the conviction that what he had heard from God was true. In a palace filled with gold, among advisors, scholars, and men trained in the wisdom of Babylon, Daniel stood and spoke words that transcended time. He spoke of empires not yet formed, of powers not yet imagined, and of a final kingdom that no man would build. It was not arrogance, it was revelation. Centuries have passed since that moment, yet the dream remains. Today, as you hear these words, you are living in the time Daniel described as the feat of iron mixed with clay. A time when humanity is technologically strong like iron, yet morally and socially fragile like clay. A world with innovation, yet division, power, yet instability, progress, yet uncertainty. Just as in the dream, the foundations of modern society are uneven. Nations stand tall but crack under internal pressure. Leaders speak of unity but struggle against fragmentation. People search for answers yet often look in places where truth cannot be found. Daniel did not confront the king to spread fear, but to reveal purpose. He was not announcing destruction, but preparing the path for hope. When the stone arrives in the dream, the one not made by human hands, it does not come to join the statue, but to replace it. It represents the arrival of something eternal, something unshakable. It is a promise that history is not leading toward chaos without meaning, but toward divine order. To understand the depth of that message, imagine looking at the world like Daniel looked at Babylon. He saw a powerful empire, but also its limits. Babylon had resources, brilliance, architectural marvels, and military dominance. Yet Daniel understood something crucial. Human power has a horizon. It can expand, but only until it meets divine purpose. And every kingdom that rises, no matter how glorious, will eventually stand before that horizon. When you look at today's world, what do you see? Nations at the peak of technological advancement, economic systems interlinked across continents, global communication happening in milliseconds. Yet you also see anxiety, fear, distrust, rising conflict, and questions about identity and destiny. We have reached levels of knowledge unimaginable in ancient times, yet the human heart still searches for meaning the same way Nebuchadnezzar did the night he woke up trembling from his dream. The king could not rest because he realized that his throne could not protect him from what he did not understand. Today, many feel the same. Surrounded by information but lacking clarity. Surrounded by noise but longing for truth. The dream of Nebuchadnezzar reveals that without connection to what is eternal, even the most powerful individual, empire, or society cannot find peace. Daniel explained that the statue was not just a representation of kingdoms, but a timeline, a roadmap of human history. Each material symbolized a different era: gold for Babylon, silver for Medo-Persia, bronze for Greece, iron for Rome, and iron mixed with clay for the divided nations that would follow. That dream accurately predicted events centuries before they happened, which means the part that remains, the arrival of the stone, is as certain as everything else that has happened. The stone strikes the feet, not the head, meaning it arrives in the final stage. Some believe we are living in that moment now, a time of great potential, but also of great fragility. A time when humanity tries to reach higher than ever before while struggling with deeper divisions. And perhaps that is why you are hearing this story, not as a legend of the past, but as a whisper of what is drawing near. Daniel's courage came from knowing that his life was part of something greater. Today, understanding that truth can change how you walk, how you think, how you live. Because if the dream teaches anything, it is that heaven still speaks, and those who listen are not led by fear, but by purpose. Nebuchadnezzar fell to his knees, overwhelmed by the truth. He recognized that the God Daniel served was not just an idea, but the one who holds the future. He understood that the dream was not a threat to his throne, but an invitation to humility, a moment of awakening. Maybe the same awakening is calling out now, not through a dream in the night, but through the tremors of history. If this message is touching your heart, let it speak deeply. You are not just hearing a prophetic vision, you are living within its unfolding.
Kings rise and fall. Empires are built and then dissolve. Philosophies shape cultures and then fade. Technologies revolutionize the world and then become obsolete. Daniel understood this long before history proved it. That is why he did not bow to fear, because he knew that beyond the cycle of rise and fall, there was a greater design. In the dream, the stone becomes a mountain and fills the entire earth. This means that what is coming is not temporary, not limited to borders, not confined to human systems. It is complete transformation. A kingdom built not on iron or clay, not on human power or fragile alliances, but on foundations that cannot be shaken. Standing before the king, Daniel represented a truth far stronger than Babylon's armies. He showed that true authority does not come from position, but from understanding who holds history. His words did not come from intelligence, but from revelation. And today what the world seeks is not just more information, but revelation. Truth that goes beyond data, news, or knowledge. Many people feel like they are watching history accelerate. Events unfold faster than ever. Global shifts occur within months instead of decades. Uncertainty rises. It is as if time has entered a period of intensification, just as the dream suggested, approaching the moment when the statue must fall and the stone must rise. The prophecy does not say the stone negotiates or merges with the statue. It says it strikes. There is a clear shift. One kingdom ends, another begins. All that was temporary gives way to what is eternal. That moment is not just about global transformation, but personal. Because if you understand the prophecy, then you are invited to live differently now, to align your life not with what is fading, but with what is lasting. Daniel continued to serve even after interpreting the dream. He was promoted and honored, yet he never lost sight of the truth that his mission was not to build Babylon's glory, but to honor the one who holds all kingdoms in his hand. His example still resonates. You may live in a world full of chaos, but your life can be rooted in purpose. You may see instability around you, but you can carry peace that is unshakable. The dream closes with a promise. A kingdom will come that will never be destroyed. A rule that will never end. It is not built by human effort, and no human power can overthrow it. If everything man builds fades, then the question is not how strong the world is, but how aligned we are with the one thing that endures. Nebuchadnezzar realized his dream was not just about empires, but about the heart. He discovered greatness without truth brings fear, but humility before divine purpose brings understanding. Perhaps that is why millions still reflect on this story today. Because deep inside, the human heart knows that life has more meaning than survival, success, or control. There is a longing for something permanent, something that remains when everything else shifts. When the stone strikes, it is not only an act of ending, but of beginning. A moment when the world transitions from human reign to divine order. And though this may sound distant or symbolic, history suggests it is closer than it seems. So as you hear these words, let this truth anchor your soul. What was revealed in the dream is unfolding even now. Not to create fear, but to awaken understanding. The dream does not remind us that kingdoms fall. It reminds us that one kingdom will stand. The stone comes, the mountain rises, and when everything has been shaken, only what is eternal will remain. If this message resonated with you, write in the comments what you believe this dream reveals about our time. What part of the prophecy speaks to you most today? Your voice matters in this moment of history.